Welcome back to another episode, and today I'll be covering something pretty different from my other videos. So today we'll be covering on how to use Codebox. So if you click on Codebox, you'll get some designs as starters. So what these are, they are basically just pre-coded models which you can just use to tinker stuff on, and then you can add your own stuff. So as we can see here, we have a rocket here. So what this rocket is, it just looks like this. So today we'll learn, and I'm not going to go and drag stuff from here, but I'm going to tell you how to do how to add stuff from here and how to set the parameters. So let's go over it. So just to make your things organized, you can say a create new object. You can drag and drop it to here, and then you can just say rocket. Okay, rocket. There we go. And then what are these? These are comments. So comments are also like a preliminary step to adding objects. So they just make things organized, and they are used at intervals. So right now we are creating the container. So I will write creating the container, and there we go, creating the container. And that's basically it. It's creating the container, right guys? So there you go. And then what we do is we create this container, this one in the middle. So we add an object, you drag and drop from here, you drag and drop from here, and then you add, I'm just gonna delete that, but then you gotta add it here, and then you're gonna select this thing, not the whole one, this one, and then you gotta set the parameters. So basically these are pretty basic math or math shape parameters like radius, height, and yeah, that's about it. Those are the most basic one and the most influential one, parameters. So you want to add those parameters there, and there you go. You have a cylinder looking like this if you add these parameters. So we're gonna go there. Now this is an option, or this is a code that is used a lot of times. This is called the move code, and what this does is moves the object. So if you want to move the object, oh yeah, so if you want to move the object, you set the parameters here, like the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Now what that does is it's going to move it on the x, y, and z-axis. Z-axis is basically the up and down, and x and y-axis you guys know. So it's just going to move these objects here. So if you want to say move, there we go. I like to move it. I like to move it. So now you gotta add the cone, or the uppermost part, cone looking like part of the rocket, to make it look more rockety, right guys? Rockety. So you're gonna add the radius here and the height here. So if you add this radius, or maybe let's say it can be 6, but for this purpose of video, if you want to keep it looking like this, I'll just keep it 5.5. There you go. And then it's gonna look like something like this. So then we of course move it again. So as you can see, the move code is used a whole lot of times. That's because the object starts off from the origin, which means it's here. Then you gotta move it up. That means on the z-axis, you gotta move it up 102 so it appears on the top of the rocket. So that's how you do it, guys. You gotta move it every time you make an object. So there you go. You move it 102, and voila, it's on the top. Then we're gonna add a cone. So this is a cone from here to make it look the sub part of the rocket below the rounded top is the cone. And this cone is gonna have a top radius and a bottom radius. So as you can see, we have a top radius, which is this radius, and we have a bottom radius, which is this bottom radius. So bottom radius is this, and the top radius is this. So you just set the top radius to, you can set any value, but just set it to a value so it's better looking to it. Now as you can see, the radius of this and the top radius is the same. That should be the same, because then only it will fit into this radius and look as if it's like it's a part of it. Otherwise, this will be bigger and this will be smaller, or this will be bigger and this will be smaller, or something. Oh my god, I confused myself. Okay, so something like that. So you just want to keep it normal there. Okay, So then on we go on adding some stars. Oh, we're already to the stars. Wait, we're on the ground, right? Okay. So stars. So you can set the side of the stars and the radius, and of course the inner radius, which is gonna be somewhat of this radius. So if I set this to negative, this is 0.25 right now. If I set it to 0.50% inner radius, you see it gets much bigger, guys. So yeah, that's how it works. But it of course doesn't look rockety right now. So I'm just gonna add 0.24% inner radius, and then it looks much better. So there you go. You just add objects right now. It's just adding objects and just moving them. So now we're gonna rotate them. So it's gonna be like all these stars to flip it down. We're gonna rotate it. So we're gonna say rotate and rotate it. Now you can rotate around by dragging and dropping from your modify section. So you just rotate, drag the sphere, and then you can set the axis. So in this case it said axis X, but we can set it to axis Y and axis Z, but that's just gonna rotate it in a different direction. Or let's say axis. In this case, it's rotated in axis X, so you want to be in axis X. And then you can set the degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees. You can also set negative 60 degrees. And there you go, just degrees. And then, of course, you got to move it, man. How can you forget to move it, guys? Come on. So, and then you got to add cone. Yeah, guys, we're almost done. It's the last part. So, you're going to add cone there. It's gonna have a top radius there. It's gonna have a bottom radius. Same thing. You're gonna set the parameters, move it, and then create a group. Yeah, group them all. Group them all. Group them all. So we're gonna say, let's say, group them all. About it. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching my video. And see you. Bye, guys.